I think to put yourself in the science-based camp or the meathead camp, shut up, go and train. Do you think the classic category will disappear in the next few years with all those transitions? Put this on record now. Who do I think will progress to the Open? Will I go to the Open? Right, hello. Welcome back to the YouTube. We got Paul today. We have a new split. The last time I filmed would have been Lift London, so it's been a few weeks. It is 15th of September today. So yeah, I'm now 23. My birthday's a few days ago. I'm old, I'm washed up, I'm still not at the Olympia. It's miserable, right? So if you unsubscribe, completely get it. Today we've got, I've got a new split in from Carlos. I don't know if you've seen, if you kept up on my Instagram, you'll have seen that. But yeah, we've got a new split, which I will go through. We've moved over to push-pull legs ×2, as opposed to the old one. If you want to see what the old one was, go watch it. I did a full video on it, link will be in the description or on the little iCard up here somewhere. That was great, it was a good split. The reason we've changed it really is because I need a lot more back and I need more arm. And push-pull legs is going to allow us to get a little bit more frequency to those body parts, as well as sort of pull back a little bit from, I don't want to say from legs, but spread legs out a little bit more. So yeah, that's the reason we're going to the this split variation. This is literally the first day I've got it, right? I've looked through it briefly. Ultimately, it's going to change a good amount over the next few weeks as I run it for a few rotations, as I learn what works, what doesn't work. Exercise section will be tweaked. Everything will be fine-tuned. So this is a very rough, basic version. And no, I am not just going to put the whole split on screen because this is Kyle's work. It is not my place to go and give that out for free. Yeah, this is written for me as well, right? None of you are in my exact position right now with this specific environment, with what I need, with a weight cap involved and with my physique and stuff like that. So I wouldn't recommend you copy this exactly anyway. I'm going to run pull today. So I took a rest day yesterday. The split is push-pull legs. I'm not running it in that order. Okay, I'm going to be running it pull, legs, push, rest. Pull, legs, push, rest. Reason being, back, most important, I want to hit that when I'm fresh, straight off of a rest day. Legs, second most important, I want to hit that in the middle. Push, my upper's grown quite a lot, specifically chest, shoulders, arms, they have come up a good amount. Arms need to come up a lot more still, but chest and shoulders, I'm pretty happy with the rate of growth they've seen with this last push. So they can be hit third, basically. There is also a strong element here that I may add in rest days. So doing 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, both Carl and I think I will struggle to tolerate that from a fatigue standpoint. And I hate the word fatigue, but I will just be written off that my training standards will drop unless I take an extra rest day. And ultimately, the rest is when we grow, so if I was neglecting that, it's a bit stupid. It may turn into 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off, which is what I was doing prior. Now, what that will look like with the push-pull legs is I will just run it in the order of pull, legs, push, and then just drop in rest days whenever they fall. So that may be pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, rest, and so on. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, it's all going to change. I've also put a Q&A on my story, so we've got lots to go through. I've not looked at any of the questions yet. Let me hit one straight off the rip. Am I still with Kyle Wilkes? Yes, I am, Mr. Jericho Fit. Second question, will ESN have a booth at the Mr. Olympia? Yes, Macroney Fitness, they will. So yes, I will be at the Olympia both days with ESN, so they do have a booth there. Timings, I'm not sure yet. As soon as I know, I will post them to my Instagram, so follow that so you don't miss out. And come by the ESN booth if you're out there, just because the amount I get about 10 DMs a day asking if ESN's in America. They do not currently sell to America. I do not know if at that booth you'll be able to buy their products. I hope for your guys' sake they will, so you can try some. But yeah, swing by, find out, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Right then, seated row, lat bias, and then some pull-throughs across set up here, and I'll just bounce between the two for a little bit whilst I'm warming up. Pumper pants are on, still plenty of stock available if you want them. Code Eagles at Gymshark, the best training pant, like a nice ripstop, nice and baggy. I prefer cuff. They've also got straight leg versions, but I fucking love them. And I hate trousers, right? You'll never see me training trousers unless it's pretty much these. I hate everything else, but these are mint. Right, you'll quickly notice as well, pulling for the lats, what I'm doing is I'm not leaning back and pulling here because that's going to hit your upper back a bit more. I'm keeping my chest sort of over my hips here. I'm pulling in, elbows tight to the body, squeezing through all the way through, and I just feel the whole lower lats right up there. what you'll see when people try and hit lats, they'll start off with fatigue throughout the working set, let's say. They end up leaning back more and pulling here, and you can literally see the line of pull is now into my traps, not my lats. So stay forward, tuck in. It is a lot harder, but you hit your lats a lot more. Right, warm up complete, I'm good to go, apart from the slightly sore muscles. First up, we've got a lat pull down. He has put traditional cables, 3 sets, 10 to 12. This is what I mean by trial and error, right? I want to try this Panetta pull down. I've not used it for quite some time. Used to like it, but I used to at the end of the session. Not sure how it's gonna feel at the start. So we're gonna test it. I've done plenty of fucking lat pull downs. I was listening to Honey Rambod talk about the Panetta machines, especially the back pieces and the way they felt, and it just got me excited to use some of them. Yes, okay, he's sponsored, so he's probably going to talk a big game about them. But I've got access to it, I'm going to try it, right? If I hate it this week, I'll do a normal cable lat pull down next week. Overhand grip, just get things going. So 3 sets here, no idea what weight I'll use, we'll see how it feels, but go for the wider grip. So we've done 3 sets there. My back is disgustingly pumped. The new setup of shuttling, or just nutrient partitioning basically, is feeling good. I've now got the option of a bent over row, free weight or Smith machine. I have been running free weight for a while. I'm going to give Smith machine a go today. Couldn't tell you the last time I've done this on a Smith machine, so I don't know how it's going to feel. It is 3 sets, I believe, or just 2 sets. No, 2 sets, 10 to 12. Try to match the reps with the same weight for both. Which, to be fair, I noticed that on the pull down then. I've been so conditioned to doing a top set and then a back off set. So 1 set, heavyweight, lower reps, and then a much lighter weight for much higher reps. I was so conditioned to that my ability to take a heavy set for more than 1 set is pretty piss poor. So ideally, I want to be using the same weight for those 3 sets. But I did 2.5 for 11, then 2.5 for 8, and then dropped it to 2 and got 12. I want to get 2.5 for 3 sets of 10 really, so that's what I'm going to be pushing for. I suspect I'll find the same here, that I'll do 1 set and it'll be okay, but then my ability to match that first set again is where I'm going to struggle. So I'm intrigued to see how much I can build that up and what difference that then has to my physique, because that was something I picked up on as well, training with like Chisoma, the absolute freak, and even with Wesley and people like this, their ability to do the same weight for a few heavy sets, it fucking smokes me. I could hold my own on the first set, but then the second set, when we're not dropping the weight and we're going again on the same weight, is when I'd fall short massively. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what this does, changing this style of training. We'll just go through the next session, for example, briefly. So legs A, seated leg curl, then a leg extension, then a Smith machine squat, which I have been loving recently. I'm trying to get 6 plates on that. I did 5.5 for 8 last week. I've got it again tomorrow, so we will wait and see how much I can get there. Then we've got a leg press for 3 sets, which will be disgusting. Then we've got hip thrust, and we've got hyperextension. So hyperextension movement I've not done for quite a while. So again, I'm intrigued to put that in there. I'm going to warm up quickly, and then I'll talk you through the first push day, and then at least we've gone through the first 3 sessions, should we say. That felt lovely. I think the key here is going to be don't go so heavy you can't fucking feel your back work. So 2.5 maybe 3. We'll see how we're feeling. Push A. Now this is one I will caveat. I've read through it. I think I'm going to have to change it a little bit just because I'm not the most keen right now. Light cable flies to warm up. Then we've got incline Smith bench press, incline prime machine press, which will either be the pin loaded prime, which we have over there, which is a little bit more flat, I'd argue, or we actually have the Strive plate loaded version. And for those that don't know, prime, right, it used to be Strive. So Strive machines are just like really old school prime. A lot of them feel better, as most old machines do. So I am a big fan of that one, and you can change the loading obviously. So probably that one. Then we have pec deck or cable fly. I'll probably do a cable fly. Then we have a decline press of choice, which I will do because I've not done one for ever, really. The only issue is we lack decline presses in this gym. I will have to have a look round. I don't believe we actually have any besides a decline bench for decline bench press. So I'm not sure he'll want me doing that. I will ask and find out. If not, it may be a case of move that decline bench to the Smith machine and do a decline Smith machine bench. That'd probably be my preference. So I will try that. Then it's stretch out my chest, which, you know, I'm all for a bit of that. There is a word for it, I can't remember right now. Then we've got JM press or close grip type bench press, which obviously for triceps, but again, it's a 4th press in that session, so a lot of pressing. Side laterals, dumbbells, and then cuffed Y raises. So my only criticism with that session is there's not a lot of tricep besides the close grip bench press. So I'll probably ask to throw in an extension as well, which I don't think he'll mind because I need more arms. Then we get into the second pull session. Again, similar warm up to what I just did. We have underhand pull downs or neutral grip row. Then he's put Rogers 3-way row or neutral grip row of choice. I will probably do the OG Cybex pin loaded one or the Cybex Extreme row in a neutral grip, both of which I love. Assisted overhand pull-ups, T-bar row for upper back. I need to clarify if that is a free weight T-bar or if I can do the Gymleco chest supported T-bar. I think it's probably going to be a chest supported T-bar, so that'll be the Gymleco. Then we've got pullovers, rear delt flies, a bicep machine, and optional traps. I'll talk a little bit more about what optional traps means later, but in short, for me, I will be doing them because my traps are dog shite. My upper back in general is dog shite. We've got 2 more sessions to go through, which I will go through after I've done my first set on here. So yeah, buddy, and then we'll start answering questions in between sets. You'll see I have used my brain. So I did 2 plates for warm up. That's got 2.5. Has that got 2.5? It does. This, or if I take this off, see how that bit, it spins and then I pull and it just smacks into it. So I got a thin band, looped it around here just to pull the little latch away so I can actually row properly. Gonna do 2.5 plates for the first set, 10 to 12, 1-2 sets of this really, so let's see. Oh. The final 2 sessions under the split are going to be legs B, which will be abductor, unilateral leg curl of choice, lying leg curl, stiff legs. That is an exciting one. So previously we were running an RDL. I ran that for quite some time. It was all right. I feel for myself I need more lower back than hamstring, so I think that's really the target here, is to put stiff leg in, get strong at that within reason. You will notice it is towards, well, it's in the latter stage of the session, so I'm not going to be, you know, trying to do a 4-rep max anytime soon. That will very much be, what actually is the rep ranges? 2 sets, 12 to 15, right? So that's cardio, that is disgusting. But we'll do that. Realistically, what will I be lifting? If I could get 5 plates for that, I would be happy. That's very much a peak off-season goal. I think initially we're going to be looking at 180 for the first set. Potentially 200. I should get 5 plates realistically for 12, 15. I'd like to think so. My hinges have always been pretty pathetic though, so we'll find out. Then we've got belt squats, which I may change because I've been over this. You saw my legs video. The belt squat here is shit. I did it for a little bit. I wasn't really getting on with it. That will actually probably become a hip press because hip press isn't in here and I want hip press in, so that'll become a hip press. Then we have dumbbell Bulgarian split squats, which I won't be doing purely because that's when I tore my hip flexor and prep. So I'll be staying away from that movement. We'll change that to a walking lunge or something. Booty builder, hell yeah. Optional calves. Calves won't be being done. And then the final push, a bit of a warm up. Then we got a flat press of choice, which will be a machine, probably the Nitrum or the Gymleco. Super incline or military press, that'll be Smith machine, shoulder press. Side lateral of choice, cable, which for me, cable cuffed. Dips, pec deck, and then 2 Then we've got 6 sets of triceps, which will be good. So looking at the split, I'm very excited. It's a bit more back to basics, less complex than the other one, which I enjoy. My main issue with the other one, just to talk on that briefly, I enjoyed it, but if you watch that video, you'll see that I had 3 upper days basically, which were just different rotations of back, chest and shoulders, all in different orders. So it'd be like back primary, chest secondary, chest tertiary. And then the next one would be like chest primary, delt secondary, back tertiary. And I'd be really able to lock in for whatever was first. So say I was starting with back, I'd have a fantastic back part of the workout. But then, because I've been conditioned just to do like push-pull legs for so long, I'd really struggle to then get really into push after, like into a chest exercise after. So it'd be like 3 or 4 back exercises and then a fly and a press. And that'd be it for chest, it'd only be 2 exercises. And I really struggled to get into it. By the time I felt like I was getting into it, I was on to delts. And that's more a me issue, I can totally appreciate, but that split really just wasn't working. But that just goes to show, right, that there is no perfect split. Somebody else could run that split and absolutely fucking love it and have no issues. But for myself, it just didn't work. So this, I feel much more, I just find I'm able to lock in a lot more. You know, I know what I'm getting into. I can go to bed the night before shitting myself for how much I'm about to hurt my back. And that's what I love. So, yeah. Again, you'll notice I've just shuffled my hips back a little bit, chest forward, and I'm driving that elbow almost down in front of me to my pocket. I am simply pulling from my elbow. I'm pulling elbow to pocket, tight to the body with my chest slightly over my hips. If you're doing a lat pull down and you're just thinking about pulling it here, you see how I break and my shoulder pinches? You're not getting any lat there, okay? You want to almost think of it on an arc, elbow down to pocket, and then once you squeeze the concentric, I would almost drive the elbow away first and then let it come up, keeping your lat engaged. So try to keep your lat tense as you push the elbow away and then let it come up to a stretch, keeping that shoulder down and that lat engaged. That cue, when I learned that, fucking hell, it changed the game. So now I've got a machine row of choice, neutral, slightly flare elbows, no overhand grip. 2 sets, 12 to 15. Come, let's get it. All right, let's get this. So yeah, 2 sets and a half, not too bad. I'm going for the Cybex Eagle, my signature line with Cybex. It's not, just in case I can get sued for that. But Cybex, if you are listening, mate, hit me up and I'll say no, I'm too big time. We've got, yeah, I just fucking love this machine. Feels mint, single arm, horizontal lat bias row. So we've done a lot of vertical lat work thus far today. This will now be a bit of horizontal lat work. This session feels a little bit more lat heavy. The other one feels a little bit more upper back heavy. So yeah, don't really mind it. And then obviously on the leg day as well, we've then got the hinge hitting sort of the real sort of lower back posterior chain. So in essence, we've got hyper extensions. There's a lot of back throughout this split, which I'm all for because it's fucking diabolical, my back. Thoughts on science-based lifting? I mean, you've just seen me try. I've just done about 4 different fucking single arm lat pull downs, which people probably classify as nerdy fucking science-based lifting. I think there's a time and a place. I think there's a blend of both. There's no, like, what even is science-based lifting? Like, give me a definition of science-based lifting. You can't. I think it's just a term that's been coined. I'm neither for it nor against it because I'm pro lifting. I'm pro building muscle. To do so efficiently, you are going to need a little bit, well, you're not going to need anything, but you potentially may benefit from a little bit of, you know, specific nerdy shit, some single arm lat pull downs, some cuffed lateral raises. Personally, I love those. But you are also going to need to do some heavy shit, you know, a stiff leg, heavy bent over row, a heavy squat, right? You need a blend of everything if you're going to grow. I think to put yourself in the science-based camp or the meathead camp, I think anybody who talks in absolutes doesn't know what they're talking about. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't really have an opinion of it. My opinion on the whole fucking competition between whether you're science-based, whether you're not, and what's more efficient. Like, shut the fuck up, go and train. Anybody who's spending time arguing about that, like, you just don't have a lot of muscle, I'll be honest. So go put more time into building muscle and less time into theorizing the best way to build muscle. Just go and fucking build it, and then you'll know from your experience what worked for you and what didn't, and then you can talk through experience alongside a textbook. Biggest regret with my first prep, Mr. Jasper, there could be many. Probably not getting a coach. I wouldn't really say I had regrets. I fucking love my first prep, but it was idiotic. I did 4 meals a day of only chicken and rice for 10 weeks with half an hour of Stairmaster a day. That was it. I started prep at 10 weeks out, and that is literally what I did up until I got on stage. I was fucking peeled. I also had 0 hormones left because I was a natural 17-year-old eating about 8 grams of fat a day. So it didn't go very well. Danny did help me for sort of the last few days, the peak week side of things, and then he coached me after that show onwards. I wish I just gave him full permission to coach me right at the start. But I didn't know what I was doing, I was naive. I did win everything, I won the overall and shit, but that's probably more a testament to my genetics and my work ethic in terms of sticking to the very stupid diet, because I got absolutely shredded, but I could have got the exact same result a much healthier way, is what I'm trying to say. What's the best split in your opinion and why? From Chandler. I feel like I've kind of answered that already. There is no best split. There is a best split potentially for you at your current circumstance, but my best split 3 years ago is very different to my best split now. So there is no best split. Yeah, it's such a broad question, but what is the best split? I'm not going to sit here and say upper and lower because I fucking don't think that is the best split. So my answer to that is I don't know what the best one is. All I will say is the best one definitely is not upper and lower. Do you think the classic category will disappear in the next few years with all those transitions? I think no, it won't. I think 212 will and should personally. I don't see the point for 212. This might rustle some feathers. The best of 212 progress to the open and then they do very well in the open. 212 and open bodybuilding is the exact same category. One's just for short people. Now, classic is a little bit different, has slightly different criteria. So I don't think classic will disappear. Do I think it will change? Potentially. But at the same time, I don't know if it will. There is a clear divide, right? Urs did not win an open show looking the same way he did in classic. He was fucking like 15 kilos heavier, okay? Urs, in his classic showing, put that in an open show, he gets killed, okay? Put Urs's open showing in a classic show and he's not gonna make weight. There's a clear divide. Do I think that more people could do what Urs did? Potentially, very few. I think, who can I see progressing? You know, put this on record now. Who do I think will progress to the open in the next few years? I'm not going to say next year, but over the next few years. I think Ramon, Matt Grego. I don't think Mike will. I don't think Terence will. I don't think Naz will. I think Naz will win the Olympia and Classic, is my thoughts. Reason for Ramon and Matt is both of them are very close to the cap already. Both of them are taller individuals. Both of them are fucking massive. Matt especially, I know has grown, you know, a few years ago, Matt looked not even a tenth as good as he does now. He has grown so much in such a short span of time, and he is so fucking young that he will progress to the open. Like, another one on that caveat, Jose. I think Jasoma will progress to the open because he was once an open bodybuilder. He kills himself to make weight. He does very well, but I don't see him ever winning the Classic Olympia because he's so close to his weight cap and he needs to bring his legs up more to match like Mike. Like, if you put Mike's legs on Jose, that's a scary fucking sight. Jose does not have the room in his weight cap to make that change. And I think Jose is a very competitive individual who will want to win, so I can see him going to the open. So yeah, Jose, Grego, Ramon, I think could all do very, very well in the open. Mike, Russ, Naz, and some of the others, I can't think of the rest. Like Wesley, I think they'll stay Classic for the time being. And I think they'll do very well in Classic, but I can't see them doing very well in open. So no, I think there is a clear divide. But if you actually think about it, like, I'm going on a bit now, so I apologise how long this is, but if you're good at Classic, if you put on more muscle, you're going to be good at open. If you can put on more muscle, that is. Because you've just got nice shape. At the end of the day, it's still bodybuilding. It's still be as big as possible and as shredded as possible, but do it with nice proportions and nice shape. Is slightly more weighted in Classic. In the open, it's more about muscularity. So those for people who can put on muscle will still do fucking well. Now, for anyone sat there thinking, will I go to the open? I don't know, I'm gonna do my set and leave you hanging. Andrea Nicola, how do you keep your stomach so tiny even in the off season? Vacuum in the morning or question mark? Right, I could go on for hours. Number one, digestion, okay? Don't eat a shitload of inflammatory foods that wreck your digestion. If you're sensitive to lactose, don't eat fuckloads of lactose, you know? If you don't digest gluten very well, don't eat shitloads of gluten, you know? Keep food sources simple that digest really well. That's gonna help. Reduce bloating as much as possible, okay? Don't drink too much water with your meal. Try and space it either side. Yeah, that's difficult. You're obviously gonna need to drink water with your food, especially when food gets really high. But yeah, keep water intake high. Try to space it away from food, just because if you eat loads of food and drink like a litre of water at the same time, dilutes your stomach acid and then it won't digest the food as well. Steps, keep activity high. That's gonna help digestion. That's gonna help digest the food. That's gonna also keep condition a little bit better. Cardio, gonna keep condition a little bit better, gonna keep the waist tighter. Don't walk around bloated, letting your stomach hang out all the time, right? Subconsciously, I'm just keeping my stomach tight the whole time, 24/7, really. I heard Ian talk about this on a podcast years ago, and ever since then I've just done the same thing, right? If you just notice you're sat there really full and you're just letting your stomach hang out really distended, stop, you know, keep it tight. I don't wear waist trainers or any of that bollocks because I can just do that, keep my waist tight, subconsciously, without knowing. People wear waist trainers because it reminds them to do that, basically. In my opinion, a waist trainer is not going to shrink your waist, okay? Vacuum-wise, yes, I do practice. I practice my posing a lot. Most sessions I will go and do posing after. Vacuums, if I'm being honest right now, I don't practice them quite as much because I know I can do them. Off seasons prior, I've been really on it, you know, vacuuming in the morning and then vacuuming at the end of the day on a full stomach as well. What I would say is if you are the guy that wants to start practicing vacuums, do it in the morning, do it at night. I used to do it and still do it occasionally when I'm just brushing my teeth. Easiest time to remember. If you're brushing your teeth, just pull a fucking vacuum, right? If you're stood by the microwave waiting for your food to heat up, pull a vacuum. Just introduce it to parts of your day when you're just stood there doing nothing, waiting for something, just pull a vacuum. You do that so often, you'll get good at it. And finally, it's also largely genetic, okay? I stay pretty lean. I don't really store a lot of fat on my abs. My abs kind of look the same peak off season and on stage, which is neither good or bad, really. It means in the off season I look leaner than I actually am, and it means on stage I've got shit abs. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Jack LAPT, how do you eat post-show if you have another show the following week? That, my friend, do you want to win or not? If you don't want to win, then eat whatever the fuck you want. If you want to win, get back on diet, is my answer. It's very person dependent. It depends on the it depends on where you're at. If you were fat for your first show, fuck it. If you lost on condition and you still want to eat food post-show, your mindset is shit, in my opinion. Whenever I lose a show, the last thing I want to do is eat. I'm fucking miserable. If you are unbelievably flat at that showing, you probably need to eat post-show. So get some food in you, okay? Don't ruin your digestion with it. If you binge, like that can wreck your stomach for up to a month. So if you binge, you know, post-show and you've got a show in a week, even in 3 weeks, that can really upset your, gut biome for weeks after. So I would never binge. If you're gonna have anything, I'd have a clean off-plan meal, sushi, steak, something relatively clean, a burger if that digests well for you. I wouldn't be, smashing 6,000 calories of Taco Bell and then shitting your guts out. But if you want to win, mate, get back on plan. If you don't want to win, go and enjoy some food. It's only a week. If you can't stay on diet for another week in the pursuit of a show, then your discipline and adherence, in my opinion, is lacking. But at the same time, in the same breath, is one clean off-plan meal going to hurt? No. You can go for some sushi and probably be absolutely fine. Unless you are fucking fat, in which case you don't deserve food. Go get on the Stairmaster post-show and get in shape for the next one. Is fasted cardio a must, or can we just do our cardio post-workout? Ooh, can we do our cardio post-workout? Naughty boy. For cardio, what I say to clients and shit, I love fasted cardio, not because there's benefits necessarily to fasted cardio. If there could be a few if you're using your Himbine or something like that, but generally speaking, well, blanket term, you're not going to burn more fat by doing fasted cardio, okay? So the answer is do cardio whenever it fits your schedule and whatever makes your life the easiest. I do fasted cardio because I've got time. I've got a treadmill at home. I'm very fortunate. I can just get up and go and do cardio in my house. It sets my routine up for the day. I enjoy that time to myself in the morning when I first wake up. Doing something active and trying to stay off my phone does me well, right? It also means that when you've got an hour of Stairmaster to do, let's say you're on prep, I'd do that fasted as well, because I get up and I'm just do it. By the time I'm even fucking woken up, the fasted cardio is finished, right? It's over and done with, and I can enjoy the rest of the day. And you always feel mint after doing it. Whereas if you, let's say you work a 9 to 5, if you don't do your cardio in the morning, right, you leave it to the end of the day, you've got to finish work at 5, go and eat, then you've got to go and train, you finish training at 9 p.m, and then you've got an hour of Stairmaster to do, you're going to be fucking miserable and you're going to be dreading it all day. So in that scenario, I just get up and get it out of the way so you're not dreading it. If you leave it all day and you're fucking putting it off and you're putting it off and you don't want to do it, you're turning it into a chore, you're creating a negative connotation to it, and it's going to make it harder. You're making your life harder for no reason, in my opinion. So some people will absolutely love doing it post-workout, that is fine. Some people love doing it fasted, that's fine. There's no real right answer, it depends on you and your schedule. The only time I would not do it is directly pre-workout. You know, don't get to the gym and then do a pre-workout 60 minutes on the Stairmaster, because it will detract from your session. And the order of importance should always be training performance followed by cardio. Never prioritize cardio over your training performance if your goal is bodybuilding. That's the current rig, 242 pounds. Do anticipate body weight to climb a little bit quicker over the next few weeks. We're pushing for 250. I'm gonna hit 250. Yeah, fucking buddy. But condition's good, I'm happy with it. How much progress have I made this off season? Not enough. We've got more to come for this off season. I am actually very happy with the progress I've made thus far. Like in back shots there, I've just watched it back on the camera. I feel it's come up a lot, and I'm a lot leaner at this body weight than I ever have been before, and I think that's allowing me to actually see my back and the muscle being added. It's a lot thicker. Now, issues I've had with prior preps in terms of having to push down quite aggressively quite quickly, I've lost a lot of the new tissue I've put on. Now, Kyle's approach to this will be different. We are looking at a 16 to 20 week prep next year, which I'm very excited for. And that should allow us not to have to dig as aggressively as I have in the past, allow us to keep a lot more tissue, and it should present a very different look. So I'm confident I'll get to the Olympia. I want to only do it on winning shows. I don't want to qualify just on points, because my philosophy has always been I don't want to go to the Olympia to make up numbers. I don't want to go to the Olympia to come 48th. I've always said that, I stand by that. I want to go to the Olympia and place, which means I need to be in the top 16, and that's my goal. It would be a loss if I went to the Olympia and came outside the top 16, and I do not want to spend time prepping for an Olympia where I know I'm going to come 48th. I would rather be in an off-season getting better so that I can place higher sooner. That's my philosophy and that's my mindset. Is this me saying that next year I think I'll be top 16 at the Olympia? Probably not, but that's what we're aiming for. What age did you initially begin to monetize bodybuilding, and how did you go about it? Directly from bodybuilding to this day, I make fuck all money. Bodybuilding is not very lucrative. The businesses you can build around bodybuilding are. So the first stream of income, shall we say, was coaching. And to this day, coaching is still probably my biggest stream of income. If you want to make a living from bodybuilding, firstly, be a fucking good bodybuilder. That doesn't mean have a good physique. That means educate yourself on bodybuilding, listen to podcasts, speak to people, fucking try things yourself, not steroids, but like try different splits, try different, collect as much fucking experience as you can, and then coach people and collect as much experience from coaching people and learn from that. So yeah, that if you want to start coaching, that'd be that side of things. Again, with Instagram, start fucking posting. But really, don't start posting because you want to make money. Start posting because you love what you're doing and you want to share what you're doing and you want to engage with other people that are the same and like-minded and that sort of stuff. I feel if you do what you love, it's then more likely to turn into a business rather than just trying to do something for money. Because eventually you're not going to make it. Like, I was posting on Instagram for fucking probably 4 or 5 years before I made a penny from it. Nobody, if you don't love it, is going to go through 4 or 5 years of posting for no return, right? So, yeah, I think whatever you truly enjoy and love, get fucking good at it, and then that will likely start paying eventually. Coached by Ben, how would you track the meat and fish from Costco as it doesn't have a nutritional label?
Huh?
Bruv, it's chicken. Alright, Jono, ever cheated on your meal plan and not tell your coach? Sure, when I do like some YouTube videos and I eat 6,000 calories worth of McDonald's, have I then checked in that week and gone, Kyle, mate, I ate 6,000 worth of McDonald's this week? No. Is that cheating on my diet? Potentially. I'm allowed 1 cheat meal a week. I didn't specify what that could be. It's technically not, but yeah, obviously, yeah. But in a prep scenario when it actually like really truly matters, no, I've never overeaten. What I have done is massively overdone cardio. So I've done way too much cardio. I've done more than what was required of me, which is realistically as stupid as fucking not doing any cardio or like underdoing it. Overdoing it's just as bad, right? If you're told to eat 2,000 calories, eat 2,000 calories. Don't eat 3,000, don't eat 1,000. Eat what they say. This was 2022 prep. I think I was on like half an hour of cardio a day. I was doing about 2.5 because I was just absolutely fucked in the head, if there's no other word for it. I just thought more was always better. I thought the harder I worked, the harder I pushed cardio, the more shredded I'd be and the better that would be. Funny enough, I got on stage, I had no muscle left, I was flat as fuck and I looked like shit. Right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I will do one more question, but thanks for watching. I'm gonna have to leave it here because it's been such a long video. I do have a lot of work to go and do. The last question, what shows are you doing in 2026? Now, obviously I don't know how many shows I'm gonna be doing because that depends on how well I do at them with the new system and whatnot. It is gonna be more than originally planned, obviously, because I have to win 2 now, but the very first show will be, drum roll, it's gonna be the